Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama. Hare Krishna. So the topic was transcendental knowledge. Chapter 4. It's called transcendental knowledge. Right? So we'll go to sloka number 19. So till now we saw how the transcendental science got lost, right? Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan. Vivaswan Manave Praha Manu Iksha Kave Pravit. Right? So that's how in Parampara, Evam Parampara Praptam it came. And then what happened? The knowledge got lost. And then Krishna again had to come 5,000 years ago to instruct the science. Okay, we saw it's like imperishable knowledge. Okay. 419 says, Yasya sarve samarambha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni tatta karmanam tam aho pandidam putaha. One is understood to be full in knowledge whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. He said by sages to be a worker for whom the reactions of work have been burnt up by the fire of perfect knowledge. So how do we know that somebody is in full knowledge? That person will not do anything for his sense gratification. He'll do everything for Krishna's service. He's devoid of desire for sense gratification. It doesn't mean we don't have desires. Everyone have desires, right? Only a stone cannot have desire. All living beings have desire. But we should purify our desire. Like you like to eat mangoes, offer to Krishna and then take it as prasad. No, that's called Krishnatizing your desires. So pure devotional services, Anyabhilashu Jnana Karmadana Anukulena Krishna Shinam Bhaktiruttama, actor of devotion of Bhaktira Samachandra Rupa Goswami says, Anyabhilashita Shunya, without any material desires. You know, that's how a pure devotee is. So in full knowledge, if somebody is in full knowledge, then he'll come to that stage. Yaktva karma phala sangam nityatto nirashayaha karmani abhipravritto api naiva kinchit karoti saha. Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings. He'll be doing activities, but he doesn't do any fruitive actions. That means no reactions will bind him. Because of reactions, we are taking birth, right? So no reactions will take birth. So what are the two types of reactions that come after you do a sin? What is it called? The two types of stages. You did a sin, okay? And two type of reactions are coming. What is that? Either you put in the chat or you can just unmute.
Apararabdha, prarabdha.
Very good, Prabhu. Yeah, Sridhar Prabhu. Prarabdha and aprarabdha. Prarabdha means what, Prabhu? Can you explain?
Now we are suffering now. Whatever we are suffering now.
Yes, we are suffering now. That's called prarabdha karma. What about aprarabdha?
That is for future. That is not yet mature.
Yes, prarabdha is what we are suffering now. Aprarabdha is
about to,
about to suffer. Like it's not same. But what can prarabdha and aprarabdha karma be destroyed in what way? What can destroy your prarabdha and aprarabdha reaction? Yes, Kanjan Mataji.
Mataji, ultimately working for Krishna in devotion service and performing.
In devotional service, definitely. If you do devotional service, what happens? Like imagine there is a lot of dry grass. You just light one matchbox and then put it, the whole grass gets crushed. So this is the power of devotional service. Yetakti shudaramji karoti etashmi pasmasad tatamat vishaya bhaktir utpaideva Krishna sa. Krishna is saying to Uddhava that just by doing my bhakti, devotional service, how the fire burns the wood to ashes, like basmasa, when it becomes basma or ash. Similarly, my devotional service can crush all your sinful reactions, prarabdha and aprarabdha. Right? By chanting, yes, that's devotional service. So when you do devotional service, all the prarabdha and aprarabdha karma gets crushed. But still, devotees suffer. Why, Supriya Mataji? In fact, devotees suffer more than non-devotees, right? Till now, I was not chanting Hare Krishna. My life was okay. The moment I started chanting Hare Krishna, all problems are problems. And sometimes we feel, and sometimes we see devotees are suffering more, no, Mataji, why?
Actually, Mataji, it's like our Chitta Shuddhi is happening. When there is some dust cleaning at home, we have the dust, we
Yes.
have to take care of the dust.
Yeah,
cleaning.
Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So cleansing is happening, yes. But Krishna says, once you're a devotee, that he hum tom sarva papebhyo mokshayishami mashu. He takes care of all the papa, but still the devotees suffer.
Still, we are in neophyte stage, na Mataji. We have not
Then
become
why
a
did
complete
Prahlad
devotee.
suffer? He's an Uttamadika Bhakta.
For
Pandava
external,
suffer.
yeah, for external world, it looks like he is suffering, but for him, he's not at all suffering. He's enjoying the every minute being in devotional service.
Yeah, but why is Krishna creating those sufferings to them? Yes, internally he's very peaceful. Externally it looks like suffering, but yes, pure devotees doesn't get disturbed internally. But why is those problems coming to them?
One is he's showing his leela to others, like
Yes.
my devotees, though they are in
Like,
this middle of all the pain, he
Yes.
doesn't suffer. Like he is like Padma Ivambasa, like the water.
Patma Patram Ivambasha. Very good. So he's showing by example. See, look at my devotees. Even amongst all these problems, Prahlad never gave up chanting. Among all these problems, Pandavas never gave up Krishna's side. They were always with Krishna. So even devotees, when they have sufferings in life, they never complain to Krishna, or they never give up devotional service. So to set an example, Krishna, for the pastime purpose, all these sufferings have come. Yes. So any other reason? Does anyone else know why devotees suffer? Yes, Prafula Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. To test and for purification, Mataji. To glorify his devotees. To
It
glorify
purifies the devotees. Okay. Yes, Kanchan Mataji.
Mataji, same point, to glorify devotees like Srila Prabhupada ji.
Yeah.
He suffered due to, because Lord wants his glorification for the coming generation. So
Yes. So for the purification process. And it's Krishna's special, yes, Manasvi.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, to show the people that you see, these devotees are getting so much pain, and still they are so happy. You will ask them; they will think that there is no pain around us.
Yes. So to show a nice example, and this is actually Krishna's special mercy to the devotees. When devotees are suffering, Krishna is speeding your process of moksha. When you take money from the bank balance decreases, right? Similarly, when you're suffering the sinful reactions, your sin papa is decreasing, right? Your papa reactions are decreasing. Like so much papa I did. Now I started suffering, prarabdha stage, all the suffering. So my bank balance of papa is also coming down. No. So Krishna is speeding your process of liberation. What you have to suffer in 10 janmas, Krishna make you suffer in this janma so that next janma you go back. Krishna is speeding. If Krishna wants to take some soul near him, he sees that soul comes to him. But the only price we have to pay is tatra laulyam abhimulya kevalam kodi janmasi pritana labhyate. Just we have to have the intense greed to get Krishna. That's it. And then Krishna speeds up your process. That is one more thing. Next thing is, we are supposed to suffer so much. Krishna gives only this much punishment. So that a devotee always know, okay, he stays fixed in devotional service, even though so many problems keep happening. Because of our karma. Yes, Sumit Prabhu. Past karmic reactions are there, right? But for a devotee, the karmic reactions can be changed by Krishna. How the more we surrender to Krishna, Krishna can change your karmic reactions. Reactions can, because nothing is above Krishna. Matta Paradanam Jnanam. The law of karma is under Krishna. So Krishna can change the reactions for a devotee. If you are a devotee, Krishna can change it. But then, yes, there's certain things we have to suffer, because so that we learn from our mistakes. And that is prarabdha. So all the prarabdha karma gets crushed when you take up to devotional service. Nirasharyada chittatma tekta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvanapnodi kilbisham. Such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions, and act only for the bare necessities of life. thus working, he is not affected by the sinful reactions. Put in the chat, who are these? You can see in the photo picture, who are these? They have these qualities. They never, they gave up all sense of proprietorship over possessions, and they act only for bare necessities of life. Who are these? Yeah, the 6 Goswamis. Vande Rupa Sanatana Urakiyugao Shri Jiva Gopalago. Shad Goswamis of Vrindavan. So they have given up the sense of proprietorship. Matlab, they are living under one tree at one day. Just imagine, one tree in Vrindavan. Why they are changing the trees? Because they don't want to think this is my tree. Like we think this is my house, like that. So if you're living under the tree, you like the shade, then you put some nails on the tree and hang something, and you will make some nice garden around the tree or something, and you feel that that's yours. So in order to not have that attachment, they sleep under each tree every time, every day. That much they were renounced. We can't copy them. They are Goswamis. We are Godasas. Godasas means we are controlled by our senses and mind. They are controlled. They have controlled their senses. So that's the Goswamis. Yadricha lavasha santushto dhanba dhanbadito saraha sama siddhau asiddhau cha vidva pina nibhatyate. He who is satisfied with gain which comes of its own accord, who is free from duality and does not envy, who is steady in both success and failure, is never entangled, although performing actions. So this is a pure devotee, right? Nashochati na kamshati. He never hankers for something or laments for something. He is steady in both success and failure. But this stage is very difficult to attain, like people like this, since we are in the initial stage, like neophyte devotees. For us, it's difficult, but for pure devotees, they have already attained that stage, as Mataji said, Padma Patrame Vamisha, or like a dry coconut. You know, a dry coconut is not at all attached to the shell. You just open the shell, they just come out like that. But then the new coconut, the fresh coconut, you need to grate it out of the shell. No, as it gets dried up, as we get matured in devotional service, we become detached. Yeah, how can we practice by going to that stages? We need to increase our sadhana. We need to increase the quality of japa we are doing. We need to be serious in Krishna consciousness, in the sense we should read Prabhupada's books, Swadhyaya, we should associate with nice devotees. The ABCD of spiritual life should be done every day. A for association, B for books like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, C for chanting, D for diet. Krishna Prasad should be taken. We should take an oath in life that I'll never take any bhoga. I'll always offer to Krishna and take. That is my prasad. So your consciousness level gets cleansed, and always associate with devotees. Then we can reach that stage very easily. Gada sangasya muktasya jnanavastita chedasaha yajnayacharata karma samakram pravaliyate. The work of a man who is unattached to the modes of material nature, is fully situated in transcendental knowledge, merges entirely into transcendence. So you can see how Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami used to write all the books, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Upadeshamrita, and all the books, Hari Bhakti Vilas. So when they write the books, they always think about Krishna's pastime. So because they are not attached by the 3 modes, they are in Shuddha Sattva Guna, right? Above the 3 modes they are. Because who is Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami actually? Who knows? Eternally, who are they? The Goswamis. What's their position in Goloka? Yes, Racheta Mataji?
Mataji, they must be Manjaris.
Yeah, so Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari and Sanatana Goswami is Radhi Manjari. Yes, so they are Manjaris, like young girls who assist the Radha Krishna and the Ashtasakis. Okay. Brahmarpanam Brahmahadir Brahmagna Brahmana Kudam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhinaha. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activities, in which the consummation is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. So somebody who is absorbed in Krishna consciousness, like Uttamadhikaris. There are 3 stages of chanting. What are they? There are 3 types of chanting and there are 3 stages of chanting. Does anyone know? When you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yes, Manasi?
Mataji, Nama Parad, Nama Abhas, and Shuddha Nam.
What is Nama Aparad?
You are doing Aparad in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
That I
And
don't
Nama
understand, right?
Abhas is to understand that what fault we are doing and to like refine it to not do that fault again. And Shuddhanam is you are doing the chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra totally in Shuddhi. Will
Purity, pure name. Okay. And what are the 3 types of chanting? These are 3 levels of chanting. Yes, Prafulla Mataji, 3 types of chanting.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Ah.
I was thinking 3 types of devotees. I was thinking Mataji.
No, that is
Uttama
Kanishta
Adhikari.
Madhyama. No. Neha Mataji. iPhone Neha. You know?
Hare Krishna Mataji. It should
Yes.
be like mode of ignorance, mode of patience.
Yeah, that's also another type. Yes, there's one more type. Yes, there is, as Mataji said, there is a chanting in goodness, chanting in ignorance, chanting in passion. How do you define it, Mataji? Chanting in passion means what? You're chanting and you're thinking about shopping, you're thinking about, I want that, I want this, all this thing. You're chanting, you feel sleepy, that is in ignorance. You're chanting and you're still not into Shuddhadam, but that's goodness. Kanchan Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji. There's 3 types of chanting. One is in the mind, very softly and audible.
In the mind, mental chanting, soft chanting, and loud chanting. Very good.
Loud.
And out of 3, which is the best?
Mataji, audible.
Loud chanting. Why?
Chanting. Because Mataji, you are actually liberating the soul which is near you, all
Nice.
the plants and all that also.
Very nice. Very nice. You're listening in the class. Good. So there are these the 3 types: mental chanting, soft chanting, loud chanting. Mental chanting means inside a chanting. You're looking outside like that and then inside. But then that is not possible in Kali Yuga. That can be done by pure devotees. Prabhupada used to mentally chant. For them, they can. And soft chanting. Soft chanting is just so that only you can hear. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare. It's very soft. But that also sometimes your mind will get distracted. You go there and here. But when you do Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare. When you're doing loud chanting, there might be some mosquitoes in my room, my ants, or some small insects, something, or you're chanting in the garden, there's a lot of plants around you. They're all spirit soul. Because of some karma there in that body, they also get delivered. Not completely moksha. In next life, they'll get a human form of life, or they can become devotees. If there is a pet dog or pet cat in your house, just chant loudly. Or offer milk to Krishna, give the remnants as prasad to the cat or dog. They'll become devotees next life. You are liberating a soul. It's the greatest welfare activity you could ever do. No? So, playing the audio has the same effect. But if that audio is of Srila Prabhupada, if the audio or the chanting of the Mahamantra, the Kirtan is of a pure devotee, then it can have effect. Yeah, about others also it can have effect because Harinam will work wherever it is. So we can play loud audio of the Harinam or the chanting of especially Srila Prabhupada is recommended because he's a pure devotee, right? So when you hear Prabhupada's lectures, Prabhupada's japa or Kirtan, it's transcendental. Whoever hears it is transcendental. So one is we work for our account. Another thing is we work for Krishna's account. Like for a cashier, he receives checks and cashes on bank's account, but he can't take any money out of it, right? The moment he steals, he's arrested. So if he was working for him, he get arrested. Like a soldier, he kills people in the battlefield, he get Paramveer Chakra. But then when he kills his neighbor at home, he gets arrested. That is, he is doing for him. Similarly, Arjuna fighted for Dharma Yuddha on behalf of Krishna. So there was no sin for him. Duryodhana fighted for his selfish plan. So what is the difference? This is Kama and one is Prema. So which is Kama, which is Prema? Yes, you can unmute.
Love towards Krishna is prema. Love
Yes.
towards one's own satisfaction is kama.
Yeah, so if we want to satisfy Krishna's senses, That is prema. Krishnendra Trivanja Tarana Prem. Atmendra Triptivanja Tarana Kam. If you want to satisfy your own senses, that is kama, that is lust. And if you want to satisfy Krishna's senses, that's love or prema. So there is no happiness without sacrifices. No, you have to do sacrifice. So Brahma, when he was created in the Garbhodakshay, by Garbhodakshay Vishnu in the lotus, he heard two terms, ta, pa. That means do austerity. And he started doing. Okay. So why is this material existence we have? Why we have rebirth? Because of sinful life. And why we do sin? Because of ignorance. So this is the connection. Because of ignorance, we do sin. And because of that, we have material existence. All sacrifices must be performed with the knowledge of their purpose and goal. Next section is attaining jnana through yajna, different types of sacrifices. Devam eva pare yajnam yogina paripasade brahmagnau apare yajnam yajne naivopajupati. Some yogis perfectly worship the demigods by offering different sacrifices to them. And some offer sacrifice in the fire of the Supreme Brahman. So they do demigod worship, and the karmis, they worship demigods by different sacrifice. So what is demigod worship or worshippers do? What is their aim? And what are they called as in Bhagavad Gita? Ms. Kanchan Mataji, what do they do? What do they want?
Mataji, demigods worship is actually for sense gratification, or who want temporary results in this material world for certain position, fame, money. They worship demigods, and it's for material benefits. And believers of demigods is known as Bhava Ishwaravadi, which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, which is believer in many gods. Bhava Ishwaravadi. Actually, they are known as
okay. Is there any other term, Sumit Prabhu? The demigod worshippers are called what?
Mataji, demigods worship is because of the materialistic gain again, specific gains. But I don't know the term you are referring. Which term you are referring?
Yes. They want material gains, and which is temporary, right?
Yes, temporary.
They are called Alpamedasa, less intelligent people. Okay, Alpamedasa. Oh, Hema Mataji got it right. Good. Yeah, less intelligent one who worships the demigods. Okay, they are called less intelligent. Why? Because they are not asking. They're not asking the highest thing. Like Krishna can give you mukti, liberation. Krishna can give you pure devotional service. They're not asking all that, right? They are asking for material things. I want car, I want money, I want job, I want wife, children. All this is temporary, right? Only in this life. But then when you ask for moksha, when you ask for pure devotional service, pure devotees, you don't even ask for moksha. Mama Janmani Janmaneshwari Bhavadar Bhakti Rahayati. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed. They don't want moksha. They want to have devotional service again and again. So demigod worshippers are praying for temporary things. And that is also sanctioned by Krishna only, no? So they are called Alpamedasa. And Krishna worshippers are called Sumedasa, very intelligent. Krishna say, but Krishna ye bhaje, say bada chatur. If you worship Krishna, you're called the most intelligent. Okay. I tell a story. So some people came, one king was giving charity. So he was giving so much charity, but you can ask only one thing from the king. So one person went and asked for a car, the other person asked for a house, the other person asked for so many things. And finally, one person came and he said, I don't want anything from you. I want only one thing. You should come and live in my house for one day. The king should come to his house and live. Then everybody's like, he's what a person he is. He could have asked for anything. He wants the king to come and live in his house for one day. What is the use? But he was very intelligent. Now, if the king has to go and stay in his house was in a hut area, in a forest area. No much facilities are there. So the ministers went there and they built a palace for him because the king has to stay now. King has to come and stay in a very nice house. And they went and made his kitchen so nicely so that all the food can be prepared for the king in a royal way. And since it was in a jungle area, they built a road to that house so that king's chariot can go. So many facilities he got. The king came and stayed in his house for one day and left. But after that, the road, the house, the car, and everything was for that person. So he got everything. Others got one thing, and he got everything done. You understood? This is what Krishna devotee is. The Krishna's devotee will get everything. because they are asking the Supreme Lord, Krishna, I don't want anything from you, I want you. So when Krishna comes, Lakshmi Devi, Saraswati Devi, all will follow, all the demigods will follow Krishna. But then a devotee doesn't really want all that because it's all temporary. And whatever Krishna gives, he's happy, right? Based on his karma, whatever Krishna gives, he's happy. So Brahman worshippers, Jnana yogis offer sacrifices in the fire of Brahman. They worship the Brahma Jyoti, the effulgence. But what happens? Again, you have to take rebirth. The Krishna conscious person like Arjuna, however, sacrifice everything for the satisfaction of Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. You know the 27th sloka, Manasi? Yat karoshi yadasnasi.
Yes, Mataji. Yat karoshi yadashnasi, yat juhoshi dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam.
Yeah, what's the meaning?
Mataji, whatever we do, whatever we
Sacrifice, whatever
give
we
in charity,
yeah, we should.
whatever we do, so that we will become.
That we should do offering to Krishna. Okay. Mat whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever sacrifice you do. Yat karoshi yadasnasi, yat juhoshi tatasi, yat tapasyasya kaunteya, tat kurusha madarpanam. Tat kurusha madarpanam. Whatever sacrifice you do, whatever things you eat, whatever you give in charity or anything, all the austerity, anything you do, mad arpanam, we should offer to Krishna and do. Okay. So this is what is Krishna consciousness. Everything has to be done as a sacrifice for Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. Then there is no reaction coming. Strotranindriyanye anye samyam agnishu juhvati shabdadin vishayan anya indriya agnishu juhvati. Some, the unadulterated brahmacharis, sacrifice the hearing process and senses in the fire of mental control. And others, the regulated householders, sacrifice the object of senses in the fire of senses. So this is about brahmacharis. What a brahmachari should do is mind control. He has to offer his senses in the fire of mind control. Means he should be very serious in controlling, especially when he interacts with women, Matajis, like the brahmacharis. Today I was hearing Prabhupada's lecture and Prabhupada gives a nice explanation. I paused and I rewinded and heard. Prabhupada says, for the two things which can make you mad is women and money. Women and money. And then Prabhupada looked at women and said, for a woman, that means it's not like only women is dangerous for spiritual, like a man should be controlled to especially brahmacharis when they interact with women. That doesn't mean women is Maya. Prabhupada looked at the women and said, for women, man is Maya. So women means that to be enjoyed, like Stri. It's not Purusha, it's not the material calculation, like a material classification of man and women, just the bodily classification. No. Real meaning of Purusha is enjoyer. Who's Krishna? Purushottama, right? The only Purusha is Krishna. Others are all to be enjoyed. We all are to be enjoyed. He's the only enjoyer. So in that way, that definition, Krishna is Purusha, others are Stri. For a man, women is dangerous, and for a woman, man is dangerous, except our husbands or wife, mothers and all. But others, we should be careful. So here for brahmacharis, that's the main thing which they should do, the mind control. And for grihasthas, they have to offer sense objects in the fire of senses. Means the sense enjoyment should be controlled, sacrificed. Okay, but we are not sacrificing. You see in ISKCON, 90% of ISKCON devotees are all grihasthas. Are they not happy? In fact, they are the most happiest people. Why? Because they have deities in their house, they offer bhog, they chant, they have kirtan, so much of festivals. Today, tomorrow is Ekadashi, day after tomorrow is Varaha Dwadashi, and after that there's Nityananda Trayodashi. There's so much festivals coming. And every time we are celebrating. You know, Krishna consciousness is actually so much celebration. Harer Namanu Kirtana, chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord should be performed by everyone. It's also a sacrifice. So what is actually a devotee sacrificing? Why is devotional service called as sacrifice? Sacrifice in Kali Yuga is chanting the holy name. Why is chanting called as sacrifice? What are we sacrificing? Yes, Manasi?
Mataji, we are sacrificing our material gain, sense enjoyment, sense gratification, and we are doing giving pleasure to Krishna's senses instead of our
But we're not
senses.
sacrificing sense and gratification. See, I want to hear nice music. I hear Hare Krishna Kirtan. I want to eat nice dishes. I eat prasad. So I'm gratifying my senses through Krishna, no? So I'm not sacrificing sense. Yes, Kanjan Mataji.
Mataji, sacrifice, definition of sacrifice is like anything done in transcendental consciousness. So we are actually having spiritual consciousness, and we are performing, and we are giving this to Vishnu actually. So anything done for the satisfaction of Vishnu or absolute truth is sacrifice. Chanting is done for the satisfaction of Lord. So that is type of
But then still, what are we sacrificing? What is that term? What do we sacrifice? Yes, Neha Mataji.
The one you have, Mataji, Hare Krishna, the one you like so much, you have to sacrifice for the Krishna consciousness, then you can improve in the spiritual life more and more.
No, we don't have to sacrifice anything when you come to Krishna consciousness. In fact, that's called Yukta Vairagya. Rapanchikataya putya hari sambandhi vastina mumukshibi parityaga vairagyam falgu kichate. If we give up anything which can be used in Krishna service, that's called falgu vairagya. And anasaktasya vishayayadaham upayunchate nirbandhe Krishna sambandhe yukta vairagya muchate. If you use everything in Krishna service, that's called Yukta Vairagya. So we're actually sacrificing time. We're sacrificing the time. When you're chanting 16 rounds, it takes 2 hours of your 24 hours. Isn't that the greatest sacrifice? Devotee sacrifice time. That's why devotional service is called sacrifice. And great sannyasis, they sacrifice their body, mind, and words for Krishna service. That's why they call Tridandi sannyasi. The body, mind, and words are sacrificed for Krishna. Right? So that's why it's called sacrifice. Others who are interested in achieving self-realization through control of mind and senses offer the functions of all the senses and of the life breath as oblations into the fire of the controlled mind. So people have to control the mind and senses so that we can do devotional service. So self-control is possible. Some people control the prana vayu, the life air, through pranayam. That also helps. Dravya yajnastapo yajna yoga yajnastata pare swadhyaya jnana yajnascha yadaya samshida prada. Having accepted strict vows, some become enlightened by sacrificing their possessions, and others by performing severe austerities, by practicing the yoga of eightfold mysticism, or by studying the Vedas to advance and transcend the knowledge. So what should we do? We have to practice yoga or the eightfold mysticism. Studying the Vedas, we have to advance and transcend knowledge. Self-study of the Vedas are called what? Put in the chat. When you self-study, when you study scriptures, the Shastras on your own, what is it called? Which is very important in our life. Yes, Suprema, Swadhyay, good Swadhyay. So we have so many S in our life, like we should have Sadhu Sangha, we should have good sadhana, we should have good Swadhyay in order to improve in devotional service. Also, we should have good satsang or association. We should also have Sakachar. Okay, that's called Swadhyay, is studying the Vedic literatures to advance and transmit knowledge. Why do we want knowledge? So that we can get detached. Why should we get detached? So that we get attached to Krishna. Why should we get attached to Krishna? So that there is liberation. Charitable activities are called Dravamaya Yajna, sacrificing one's possession. Sacrifice the comforts of life is called Tapomaya Yajna, performing severe austerities. Yoga Yajna, practice of yoga of the eightfold mysticism, that is Ashtanga Yoga. Swadhyay, this is what you said. Swadhyay Yajna means engagement in the sacrifice of studying Vedas. And why are we studying Vedas? Vedaisha sarver ahameva vedyam, to understand Krishna, to advance and transmit the knowledge. That's called scriptural study. So all of you should have your particular Swadhyay. It's not like you come for once in a week Bhakti Shastri class and then leave everything. No. Every day you should have your particular time to read Prabhupada's book. Apane jupati pranam prane apana tata pare prana panna gadi rudva pranayama parayanaha apare niyataha raha apare niyatahara pranan praneshu chukvati. Still others who are inclined to the process of breath restrained to remain in trance. Practice by offering the movement of outgoing breath into the incoming breath into outgoing, and thus at last remain in trance, stopping all breathing. Others, curtailing the breathing process, offer the outgoing breath into itself as a sacrifice. So breathing, this is called pranayam, right? Outgoing breath, ingoing breath is controlled, and sometimes they stop breathing. So who is that who stopped breathing, went inside the river to meditate? Which rishi was that? And then what happened to him? So this system of yoga for controlling the breathing is called pranayama. Who knows? Who was that rishi who stopped breathing and went inside the river? Yes, Prafulla Mataji. Yes? If I'm going to unmute. Yes, Neha Mataji.
Savari Rishi Mataji. Savari Rishi.
Saubari Muni. So what happened? He stopped breathing, went inside the river. Then he saw two fishes mating. Then what happened? He got agitated. He also wanted to marry. So then he came out. But he was very old. So he went to a king and asked to marry his daughters. He had some 50 daughters. Nobody wanted to marry him because he's old. And because of his tapa shakti, he became so handsome young man. And he married all the 50 queens. And later he realized, what was I doing? I was trying to meditate inside the river, controlling my breath. Then what happened? Just he saw two fishes meeting, gone. Ajamila went to the forest, saw some Shudra embracing the prostitute, he got lost. And right, so these are, and even Vishwamitra got lost. So the yogis, but on the other hand, Haridas Thakur was not lost even when prostitute Maya Devi herself came at the middle of the night. Duryodhana did under the water. I have no idea, Sumit Prabhu, about that. About Duryodhana hiding underwater. When I'm not good at Mahabharata, I don't know much about it. So yeah, Manasvi, you know it?
Yes, Mataji. When Bhima was trying to kill him, so because that Bhima was very angry, so Duryodhana thought, if I go inside the river, then I will get lots of shaktis and I will be able to fight Bhima. And so he started to meditate inside the river.
Oh, okay. But that's all in Tamogun, no? What they do. So in the 14th chapter it says, Mam Chayogya Vicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevade Sakunan Samadhi Daidan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. One who engages in unalloyed devotional service to the Lord, transcend the most of material nature and is immediately elevated to the spiritual platform. So that's the only thing we should do. Unalloyed devotional service means no stoppage or no motive behind it. It should be ahituki apratihada yayatma suprasidati. Your devotional service should be without motive, without interaction. And we'll see the purpose of sacrifice. Sarve api eta yatyamito yatyakshapita kalmashaha yatyachishtamrita bunjo yandi brahma sanadanam. All these performers who know the meaning of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reactions, and having tasted the nectar of the results of sacrifice, they advance towards the supreme eternal atmosphere. So what happens when we do sacrifice? The sinful reactions get cleansed. Cheto darpana marjana, purification happens, and we taste the nectar. We get ruchi. All the sacrifice help one to become cleansed of sinful reaction of material existence. Sense gratification is the root cause of material existence. So we want to have desire, we want to satisfy our senses, we take rebirth again and again. The common aim of all sacrifice is to control the senses. Nayam logo asti avatnyasya kudo anya kuru sattama, or best of Kuru dynasty. Without sacrifice, one can never live happily in this planet, in this life. What then of the next? So without sacrifice, we cannot be happy. So life of Krishna consciousness is a solution to all problems of material existence. Okay, so here, where is the breakout room is coming? Oh, here, okay. Evam bahuvita yajna vidata brahmano mukhe karmajna viditan sarvan evam jnatva vimokshase. All these different sacrifices, types of sacrifice are told by the Vedas. All of them are born of different types of work. Knowing them as such, you will become liberated. Hrideya dhyayato Vishnu Tretayame Jito Magai Dvapare Parichariyayam Kalottat Harikirtanam. Hrideya dhyayato Vishnu. Meditation was done in Satyuga. Then Tretayam Yajito Maghe. In Treta Yuga it was Yajna. Then Dwapare Paricharyaya. In Dwapara Yuga it was temple worship. Kalortat Hari Kirtanam. In Kali Yuga is chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. But all of the different kind of sacrifices are recommended for ultimately bringing about liberation. So what is the final goal? Moksha. This is confirmed by the Lord herewith from his own mouth. Shreyan Dhavyama Yatyajna Jnana Yajna Parantapa Sarvam Karma Khidam Pata Jnane Parisamapyate. O chastise of enemy, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pritha, all sacrifice of work culminates in transcendental knowledge. So we should have transcendental. That's why Swadhyaya is very important. All sacrifice culminates in transcendental knowledge. This is the next is a very important sloka and to be memorized. Tatvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshandite jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Very important sloka. Three things mentioned here. Pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. What should we do? Pranipatena, submissively, humble. We should approach the spiritual master. Pariprashnena, we should ask him questions. Sevaya, we should serve him. Then upadeshandite jnanam jnanaya tattvadarshina, because the spiritual master have seen the truth. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because we have seen the truth. So we'll have a quick breakout room. Go to Sloka 4th chapter, 34th Sloka, and see what are the qualifications required for a guru, how a bona fide spiritual master should be, and how do you surrender. What questions do you ask the spiritual master? What is the inquiry done, and how do you serve? These three things, and give example from Shastra, somebody who surrendered to the Guru, somebody who inquired the right questions from the Guru and did nice service to the Guru. Okay, quick 5 minutes breakout room, just small breakout room. You got the question? 4th chapter, 34th sloka, qualities of Guru and how do they surrender, inquire and ask questions or serve. Hare Krishna, Saheli Mataji, Shubham Prabhu and Neha Mataji. Why are you not joining the breakout room?
Mataji, I tried. I again returned to this group. I don't know
Shubham
how.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, are you able to
Try
hear
now,
me?
try now.
How to do it, Mataji?
And Neha Mataji, you're not able to join?
No, Mataji.
Why?
I don't know.
Just click on that. Now try. Hare Krishna. So some are still in room number 3. Madhu Mataji, Prafulla, Shubham, Supriya Mataji, they're not back. Anyway. Yeah, so room number 1, who's ready? Deepali Mataji. Once we're there. Yeah, Sridhar Prabhu, Manasvi, and Sonia Mataji. Yeah, Manasvi, you can unmute.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, first of all, a guru should be from a disciplic succession and he should fully be engrossed in Krishna consciousness. He should not be engaged in sense enjoyment, and we should do surrender to Guru, full surrender, like Prabhupada did to his Guru Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaja. He totally surrendered to his Guru. And after that, how to inquire from the Guru? So we should inquire like Parikshit Maharaj inquired many things from Shukadeva Goswami. And we should do service like Prabhupada did to his Guru. He followed all the rules and regulations. His Guru told that you should go to America and spread this Krishna consciousness movement so that many people can be benefited and many people can come to this Krishna consciousness. So he did that. Like that we should serve, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a nice example. Okay, from room number 2. Jyoti Mataji, Kanchan Mataji, Pampa Mataji, Sumit Prabhu, and Tulkas. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Kanchan Mataji.
Mataji, we discussed about qualities of Guru as said by the first group. He should be in disciplic succession. I wanted to add on that he's very kind towards the disciple, and he also is very submissive, and he's learned and transcendentally very elevated person, and he's very advanced in spiritual life. And apart from that, he also said that we need to discuss 3 points like surrender, inquiry, and service. So surrender was like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was, and Haridas Thakur. He was totally surrendered, and he has full faith in the words of spiritual master, like Harinam will work. And then we discussed about inquiry, which was done by Parikshit Maharaj. So that's why we got the volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Parikshit Maharaj was a very good disciple because he inquired about Krishna and Krishna Leelas. Then we discuss about service. Service oriented, we have best example of Srila Prabhupada and Bhakti Vinod Thakur and all the acharyas also, because they actually have rendered great service to the spiritual master. Like they have find out all the places of Vrindavan, they where Krishna exhibited his Leela. So and Srila Prabhupada has rendered excellent service by spreading all the Harinam all over the world. So that's what we discussed.
Good. So yes, Parikshit Maharaj, all these enquiries, it's very nice examples given by room 2. Room number 3, Madhu Mataji, Prafulla Mataji, Shubham Prabhu, and Supriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
About the qualities of spiritual guru, he should come from disciplic succession. He should be well versed in scriptures, Mataji.
Yes.
He should be fully realized soul in Krishna consciousness, and he should have the qualification to deliver his disciples from this material contamination.
Yes.
And in about inquiry, Mataji, like Manasvi Mataji told, about Parikshit Maharaj, with full submission, he inquired from Sukadev Goswami. And rendering service, we discussed about Hanuman also and Prabhupada to his Guru Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati.
Yes.
And about Krishna also, he rendered service to his Guru Sandipani Muni when he brought back his lost sons.
Yes.
That much we discussed, Mataji.
Good. And
Thank
room
you.
number 4, Hema Mataji, Rajeta Mataji, and Saheli Mataji. So what is your final conclusion? Yes. You can unmute, no? I have unmuted everyone.
Mataji.
Same examples? Yeah, Prabhu Mataji.
The examples would be for the gurus that Srila Prabhupada and all the gurus are the
Yes.
best examples of guru. And if we talk about the disciples, the quality of disciples are like Parikshit Maharaj, who knew how to inquire, and all the Goswamis, how they surrendered and rendered the service to their guru, would be the example of the disciples.
Yes.
So
Okay.
mainly the examples are these.
Yeah, very nice. So all the examples are good. Okay, so any questions? We'll conclude here. The 4th chapter, 31st sloka is very important. I'll have to memorize that sloka. So Manasi, which sloka are you teaching today? Or you want to attend Chaitanya Charitamrita? It's already started, no? Yes, Prafulla Mataji. Naminishra Prabhu will
Hare
give
Krishna
it is
Mataji.
Manasi. Yes,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
yes.
What is merging in transcendence?
Merging in
merging in
transcendence is merging in the Brahman, like the Sayuja Mukti, which the Mayavati's want. No, merging in transcendence. Transcendence means merging into the effulgence of the Lord, which is like the lowest type of moksha, Mataji, that they want to become one with the Lord, Brahman.
And another question, Mataji, what is Brahma Nirvana, Mataji?
Brahman?
Brahma Nirvana.
Brahma Nirvana. That means attaining the
Brahma-
highest platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brahma Nirvana Mrichati. Like you go to the highest Brahma Buddha Prasannatma, the highest stage is Brahma Nirvana, where a person doesn't lament or doesn't hanker for anything. Okay, it's the highest
Yes.
transcendental position.
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Yes, Manasi,
Mataji, I will do like that.
you will?
Mataji, as you say.
As we say. Okay, let's go and watch Chaitanya Charitamrita then. Okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Oh, okay then. Hare Krishna, everyone. So please
Hare
join
Krishna,
temple
Mataji.
link.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Manasi. Panchakalpadru Dashakripasindu Pevicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha.